What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Today's video, man, we have something to react to. We have a TJ Hockenson hype video, man. This is a minute long, okay? He put it up on his Instagram channel. It was a paid partnership with Red Rooster Creative. I have no idea what that is, but anyways, it is kind of like a little hype video. Now, shout out once again to Logan. He sent me this on Instagram. Either way, we're going to be reacting to this, man. There's not tons out there. We haven't done a reaction in a while, so even though it's short, I thought we'd react to it. It seems kind of fire. I clicked on it. First 2 seconds, I'm like, oh snap, I gotta react to this with you guys. So, man, I'm excited to see this. Now, I also have a couple of other clips I think that maybe I could throw one on the side if I have them. But either way, this video probably won't be super long, but I really want to react to this. Plus, I just put out a video on, what's it called? Building the lines. I think it's kind of cool. It's gonna be like a little, kind of like a little series. If you guys support it, I think we could do that. It'd be pretty fun. But anyways, check that out. Let's get into this video, man. So unfortunately, there's not like a full screen option. Oh, there is. It didn't do that before, but I'm taking it. Let's get it. All right, here we go, y'all. Hopefully the quality is all the way up. It doesn't look like there's an option for me to change it, so we're just kind of rocking with it. Let's get it started. Oh my. Hold up. Hold up. How do I pause it? Okay, we just hopped off quick. I wasn't ready for that beat drop. That was loud. Let's restart because I feel like that freaked me out. But this is hype already. Holy cow. Let's go. Okay, TJ, I see you. I said hot. All right, let's go. Okay. Ooh. Copyright. Oh my gosh. Hold up, man. We need more of these, dog. Red Rooster Creative, come on, man. We need more of these. You need to hook up some more Lions players to this. This is hype. If y'all got more of these, please send them. I won't pause it again. This is fire, though. Oh, okay. Oh my gosh. Oh man, okay, that's fire, dog. I've been waiting to see. Now, someone actually sent me a Lions hype video for the season. I may do a reaction to that. I know it's gonna be copyright, so we'll see. For this one, I don't know if that song is copyright or not. I don't know if you guys heard it. If it is, you probably didn't hear it. You probably just heard a beat, so you're probably like, why are you doing this? It was kind of fire, but it may be copyright, so I'll have to check and see if it was. But man, that is sweet. That was awesome, dude. Holy cow. Like, that just got me so hyped. And I wasn't even paying attention. Just the beat and everything with it just felt so good. It just gets you hyped for the season, man. We better have a season. I'm not playing. We better have a season, man. I got to watch a little bit of this back, man. This is good stuff. Hey, man. Hey, TJ Hockenson. We just did a video on TJ Hockenson, so we're kind of overloading here. But, man, this thing is just sweet. Man, hey, that's a sick video, y'all. Hey, comment below what TJ could do next year, man. We know that tight ends can take a little bit. We'll have to wait and see. It's a big year for TJ Hockenson, but this is fire. We need more of these. If y'all have more highlight videos or anything that you want me to react to, whatever it is, send it to me, man. We may do it. And, yeah, I guess that's it for today's videos because it'll be kind of a short one. But I'll see you guys next time. Make sure you go check out my Building Alliance video. What is up, everyone, and welcome back to another video. I don't know if you already saw the first part of the video, so I'm just going to say that either way. As you guys know, well, you might know. You can read from the title. I don't know if you've seen it or not yet, but yes, we are going to be reacting to the TJ Hockenson hype video. But also, since that's a really short video, and I don't think that's enough. You guys clicked on the video. I don't think that's enough content for an entire video. We're also going to be doing this. I was going to make these separate, but let's just put them together. We're going to be looking at the NFL trade block and deciding whether or not the Lions should make a trade for one of these superstars or one of these great players and what player could actually change their team. Now, I'm on the Walter Football's page right now. Walter Football is really, really good at what he does. He does a lot of things for the draft, so definitely go check him out, man. He does tons of stuff. But I'm on Walter Football's page right now because I think he really does give the best insight on all this stuff. So he has an NFL trading block, right, where he updates, who's going to be available for who's going to be available for trade. Now, what the heck is a trading block? How do you get on a trading block? Well, basically, a trading block is a team saying, hey, yeah, this guy might be available. You know, hey, throw us some offers. We may make a deal. Now that can be for multiple reasons. Sometimes the team wants him out. Sometimes the player wants out. Sometimes they want it for cap, and sometimes the player argues with an organization on Twitter. You know what? It's just the normal. It's just another day. So yeah, we're going to be looking at the NFL trade block and trying to decide whether or not the Lions should trade for any of these players and which player would probably be the best to trade for, if any. So let's just hop right into it, man. The most recent player to enter the trade block is Raheem Mostert. Raheem Mostert, the running back for the San Francisco 49ers. Now the 49ers are a pretty stacked running back group. I mean, at least they did at one point. Like, they had a lot of really good running backs. It seems like it's kind of thinning out now, but Raheem Mostert is the most recent player that wants to trade, and I've heard it's because he wants to be the highest paid running back on the team. So he wants to get out of there. We'll see if it happens or not, but he does have a little bit of something that we can read about him, so let's do it. In a shocking turn of events, Raheem Mostert has requested a trade from the 49ers. Mostert was a practice squad journeyman prior to the 2019 season, but he exploded last year with some terrific performances down the stretch, including a 220-yard showing versus the Packers in an NFC Championship game. This was one of just two times that Mostert eclipsed the century mark, but that's only because he split the workload with so many other running backs. See, they're a really deep running back class, so, he's not getting tons of attempts. Mostert deserves a chance to handle most of the carries for a team, have a bunch of other running backs. So they might as well honor his request as long as they get valid compensation. Here are the teams that could trade for Mostert. So we list some teams that, could fit. Now, let's talk about it for us. Do we think the Lions could fit for Raheem Mostert? Now, personally, I think this is kind of a simple answer. Like, we could do our own video on this. I don't think it needs one. No, I really don't think this makes too much sense to trade for Raheem Mostert. Now, if you would have told me before the draft, I would have said, yeah, I'm down with that. If this guy, especially if he wants out, I would be down with that. I know there was another running back. What is it? Matt Breida. I was kind of interested in Matt Breida at one point, but once you draft DeAndre Swift and Jason Huntley, my curiosity kind of has went away, right? You still have Kerryon Johnson, who I kind of want to see prove himself. I understand, hey, maybe if you can get Kerryon for Raheem, some people would take that, maybe. But for me personally, man, once you bring in Swift, Huntley, you still got Bo and Ty. For me, it's at the point where we have too many running backs. I don't think I would mess with the running back position too much. However, I would love to see great running backs behind the offensive line to see what they can do. And I think when Kerryon's healthy, he's up there, man. He has flashes of greatness, and hopefully DeAndre Swift can be great. So because of that DeAndre Swift move, that kind of got rid of all my curiosity to going to trade for another running back. And because of that, I would say I'm out. This is not a guy I necessarily go trade for. But he says the Buccaneers, the Steelers, the Chargers, the Jaguars, the Patriots. He doesn't have us listed on this one anyway. So, hey, I guess we agree. So let's keep it rolling. Here we go. Next one, David Njoku. Okay, now we did do a video on David Njoku, and basically my point was in that video, if this does happen, it has to be something with Jesse James, I think. I think you'd have to move Jesse James because, having Jesse James, TJ Hockenson, David Njoku, Isaac Nauta, and Hunter Bryant just doesn't seem to make a lot of sense. Jesse James isn't that old. He's only 26 years old, but he's the oldest, and a lot of people don't think he gives us a great production. Now, personally, I think a lot of that went to blocking last year, and maybe he plays better next season. But I will say, yeah, he's on a pretty big deal, and they do have an out after the 2020 season. So if they want to do that, I would think the best solution would be to bring him in now, and then after the season, get rid of Jesse James, see if we can make him fit the offense, and then maybe if he doesn't, maybe move him then, just see how it goes. But again, I don't think this is one that's necessarily a need. But let's read about what he has to say about David Njoku. He says, David Njoku has requested a trade. If I'm saying the name wrong, I'm sorry. He says, this is not a shocking development, given that Austin Hooper signing earlier this offseason, which was a big signing. In fact, the only surprising aspect of this was that Njoku's request took so long. Now, I've heard this was going on for about a year now, that he was considering trying to leave Cleveland. Cleveland doesn't necessarily want him gone. They just have a lot of tight ends. They also drafted a tight end this year, so that makes it really tough. Njoku, a former first-round pick, has been a major disappointment in the NFL thus far. Very high expectations when you were a first-round pick, and that's why so many people have so high expectations for TJ Hockenson, and it's understandable. You should. He's a first-round pick. However, he's not even 24 years old yet, so he still has plenty of potential. Some teams might be willing to part a late-round pick for him. So, would that be you as a fan? Personally, once again, I would probably say no here. I don't think this move takes us over the top. I don't think it's a new move that's necessary, but maybe it's a move that you want to do for the future, possibly, something like that. I don't know. Maybe if you think the potential is really there. He's a solid blocker, so I think he would fit on our team. He's way shorter than Jesse James, so we wouldn't have that height advantage. But let's read who he has. He has the Redskins, the Jaguars, the Giants, the Packers, the Cowboys, the Chargers, and the Bears. Next one, Patriots potentially to trade for a wide receiver. Okay, that won't necessarily affect us. Oh, hold up. He's got Marvin Jones listed. Let's read this one. There was some speculation that the Patriots would tank for Trevor Lawrence this year in the wake of losing Tom Brady to the Buccaneers. they put that discussion to rest in the wake of the Cam Newton signing. New England can win a Super Bowl with Newton as its quarterback, provided Newton is healthy. The team has a stellar defense and offensive line. I agree. I think they're still a good team. I think they can definitely win the division. I would not be shocked if they win the division. I know some people think they're going to completely fall off. I don't see it, man. I really don't. That defense is too good. Yes, they lost pieces, but I feel like they did well in the draft to make up for some of them. That's still a good defense, man. That system works, and I think it will continue to work. May not be the best next year, but I think it still will be great. The running game has potential with Sony Michel returning from an injury and Damian Harris now having experience. And the last time I checked, Bill Belichick was a pretty good head coach. Yeah, he's all right. He's all right. The lone weakness the Patriots have on their roster is at receiver. Julian Edelman is still there, but he's now 34 years old. N'Keal Harry nor Mohamed Sanu can separate. It's possible that Belichick will recognize this and trade for a quality receiver this time. I think N'Keal Harry has potential. I liked him early when I watched him, but I didn't watch him a ton. I will say I'm not a Patriot fan, so I didn't watch him that much. Here's some receivers they can trade for. Now, they bring up Marvin Jones, and now I think he has a valid reason to why he says this. The Patriots and Lions are no strangers when it comes to trading with each other, right? That's obviously a valid point. Marvin Jones is another receiver with an expiring contract, so Lions may want to deal him after the 2020 season begins. Poorly for them. Or if the 2020 season begins poorly. And I think that does make sense. I think that makes sense. I wouldn't deal him now. For me, personally, I would not trade Marvin Jones whatsoever. I mean, there would be no thought in my mind, we're moving Marvin Jones. I don't care if they give you a second-round pick. I'm not moving Marvin Jones because we need to win this year. Matt Patricia, Bob Quinn, that should be their mindset. We need to win. We know the offense can be successful when Stafford is healthy. Don't mess with that. If anything, just keep adding to it. Don't take away from it, okay? Because we know that works. We don't know necessarily about the defense yet, right? We think it would be better, but we don't know. So definitely keep Marvin Jones Jr. around. I would think, yeah, like they said, the only way that this would come up is if the Lions were really, really bad, and it's kind of like, I wouldn't necessarily say the Tate, maybe a little bit of the Tate situation, but kind of the snacks, how the Giants were just selling. But at that point, Matt Patricia and Bob Quinn may not make it through the year if they're that bad. So who knows if the next guy that comes in wants to trade him or not. So it'd be a mess if they were that bad to the point where they're trading away Marvin Jones. Hopefully that is not the case. But yes, I would keep Marvin Jones Jr. without a doubt. But I do think he has some valid points there. So let's scroll down a little bit more. All right, who we got next? Odell, yeah, imagine. Jets may trade Jamal Adams. All right, Jamal Adams. Now, we've talked about him as well. Adam Schefter reported that Jamal Adams, who is not expected to participate in the virtual offseason program, is not going to receive an extension from the Jets. New York has shown no interest in giving Adams a longer contract at this moment, so perhaps the team will trade him. Remember, Adam Gase gets the least possible out of talented players. Oh, man, he didn't have to do him like that. He said, remember, Adam Gase gets the least possible. You'd have to do it like that. So he may want to trade Adams for multiple assets, including a first-round pick. Update: the Jets are not actively shopping Adams, but will listen to calls for him, according to Yahoo's Charles Robinson. See, look at that. He's got these updates. Another update. Adams has told the team that he wants to be traded. This won't help the Jets maintain leverage, but a deal should get done. So, yeah, they don't have great leverage there. I think he actually has the Lions on this one. He does. He says Detroit also has plenty of cap space. The front office and coaching staff need to win this year, so Lions acquire Adams would be a huge boost to defense. Look, I've talked about it. I think he would fit perfectly in this defense. I think he'd be great to add to that group. I see similarities a little bit to Tracy Walker, not exactly. I think we're set at safety position, but if you were able to get this for a steal, then I would have no problem with doing it. I would have no problem with doing it. You just got to understand that then you got to pay him, but it is a secondary player, and I think when you're all about the secondary, I wouldn't have a problem with it. The problem is, man, I just think there's so many teams that could be interested in this. I don't know for sure. I mean, these are just talk. But if there's that many teams interested, then all of a sudden the price is going to continue to go up. And, the Jets will probably give it to the team with the most willing to offer back in return. Now, we are an NFC team. They're an AFC team, which definitely helps the potential there. So I'm not exactly sure if this will happen. But, for me, I would love it. I mean, he's a heck of a player. He'd be great with this defense. I do think our safety group is solid, but you can obviously get better, especially when you need to win football games. They're just maybe a pretty high asking price here, and I don't know if Bob Quinn and Matt Patricia want to risk that, right? There's a little bit of risk reward, right? Are you willing to give up picks to try to win now this year, or do you have confidence that you're fine with what you have? It's all about the confidence that they have onto that team. We haven't really got to see them yet. So I would think if the Lions wanted to make a move like this, they would at least wait a little bit to see their team on the field first, to see what they have at the safety position. Anything big comes up, then obviously maybe they could try it then. Maybe if a big injury comes up, knock on wood it doesn't, but then maybe they could. But for the most part, once again, I don't necessarily see the Lions doing this. But, again, you never know, man. When you got to win football games, you will make things happen. Buccaneers seeking to trade O.J. Howard. Okay, I didn't even know that was a thing. O.J. Howard to trade. All right. No, that's not for us, guys. Darn tight end. No, thank you. Let's keep going, though. Oh, I missed one. There's one more. Jaguars seeking to trade Leonard Fournette. Okay, I think this is a little bit older one, and then he has them there. But since the move we made to get Swift, that doesn't really make sense. So, for me, is there a big name that we could go trade for? I really don't see one that makes tons of sense other than Jamal Adams if the price is way down. But I just think the price is going to be way too high because other teams may be interested in it. And then all of a sudden you got to pay him. I don't know if Bob's going to be willing to do that. For me, it's really more about the free agents, the veteran free agents that the Lions could bring in to have an impact without having to give up certain picks and things. Sure, you have to give up money. You don't have to give up picks or capital, I would say. So because of that, I could see the Detroit Lions, going to sign somebody. I just don't know if a superstar, fighting for a superstar makes a lot of sense at this point. The only one that to me makes any sense is potentially trading for Jamal Adams, at least out of these guys. Because if you trade for Jamal Adams, I feel like he could help us for now and later, and he would fit the scheme. But aside from that, man, I really don't see a point with any of these. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Who would you look to trade for, if anybody? Thank you for watching, and I'm out.